Hello and welcome to our video on the resilient housing design. In this video, I would like to speak with you about some of the requirements for your design work. First of all, in the early weeks of this course, we wanted you to choose specific area that you're working on, also to choose a specific natural disaster that you're addressing. We have a number of teams that are working on floods, others working on earthquakes, others working on landslides, on typhoons, and so on. So every team is very specific because of the people that are part of the team, so something very different is going to come from your work. At the same time, every geography that you have chosen and every type of natural disaster determine a different design that you are going to be working on. For example, I will give you some examples of the areas and types of natural disasters and then the requirements that each area has. If we're looking at Nepal, which is the most recent earthquake that was just devastating and that destroyed thousands of homes and killed more than 7,000 people, unfortunately, and millions of homes were destroyed. If we look at this natural disaster, we really need to understand what kind of structures are available in that context, what kind of building techniques are available, what is the local tradition, what are the means of construction and the best way to construct in this area. As far as I know, and maybe some of you are now in Nepal or have friends there, as far as I know from people who I personally spoke with, there aren't that many natural resources and building resources available in Nepal at the moment. And that is why what we want to do is to focus on prefabrication. We want to design houses that could be built in a factory somewhere outside of Nepal, and they shipped there with airplanes, and there are a number of airplane companies that would do that for free because they want to help Nepal and the people of Nepal. So we can ship your designs to Nepal, then load them on trucks and then take them up to the mountain and from there build them. And that is why you have to think more of prefabrication. You have to rely on building techniques that are affordable, that are easy to build, and that are light to transport, because this is going to fly on an airplane. So you don't want to design a house that is made out of bricks and stones, because you don't want to be shipping your bricks and stones on the airplane. You want to design a house that's made with very light materials, maybe some wooden structure, maybe some sheetrock, maybe some insulation that protects people in the winter from the cold and in the summer from the heat. But you are the ones that can decide what are the best materials to use for this case. In other areas, like the Philippines, for example, that has been affected by Typhoon Haiyan just a year and a half ago, there are a lot of natural resources that are available, and particularly wood. There's wood from all the forests that have been knocked down during the typhoon. There is bamboo, for example, that could be grown on site relatively fast. And there are stones and bricks that people fabricate or excavate on site. So in those areas you can design with prefabricated materials, but also with materials that are locally available on site. In areas that are affected by flood, you have to see where you are. Like if you're building in the Netherlands, for example, where the country is highly affected by surges of high tides and also by climate change, you have a lot of advanced materials that are available. You can build with anything from steel to fiberglass to carbon, or to anything that you can think of. It's a highly industrialized country, and most of the materials are available for construction. So in there you can go with even with high-tech materials. So every area that you're building in, you have to understand what is available. You have to understand what your plan is and then what your vision is for this place, for the rebuilding of this place. And then once you have the vision, you have to plan what are the consecutive actions so that your vision can become a reality. How can your design project go into an implementation and be built and materialized on the site? So this is really what we are looking for, and this is the first step for your design, to understand where you are working, who you are working with, who are the local players, what are the local people or the people who are going to be using your design like. So I would invite you to go and do interviews, to connect with as many people as you can and go further on in your research and in the definition of your project. Once you have done that, we'll be ready to proceed with your design work, and we'll see what comes out of it. We'll be closely following your work and giving you feedback throughout the course. So we'll make sure that your project is the best that it can be throughout the next couple of months. And I'm really excited that the results of your design will be exhibited at the United Nations, in the World Humanitarian Summit, at APAC, and a number of other venues that we have agreed with to showcase your amazing work. So really, this is a great opportunity for you and for us to work together and to make something that would help us change the life and improve the lives of all those people that have been affected by natural disaster. Thank you for being with us, and I look forward to seeing your work.